I took the genetic test on March 18, 2041. It was supposed to be routine, a preventative screening offered through my employer's healthcare plan. Cancer risks, neurodegenerative markers, lifespan probabilities. The clinic was quiet. White walls, soft lighting, no sense of urgency. I remember joking with the technician that I didn't really want to know how I'd die. She smiled and said, "That's not what this test is for." At the time, I believed her. The results arrived 3 weeks later. A secure link, multi-factor authentication, a 47-page report generated by NeoHelix Predictive Genomics. Most of it was exactly what I expected. Elevated risk of cardiovascular disease, low probability of early onset dementia. Nothing alarming, nothing urgent. I skimmed it on my tablet while making coffee, barely paying attention. Then I noticed a section I didn't recognize. Appendix D, Behavioral Trajectory Analysis. I assumed it was an error, some optional add-on I hadn't asked for. The first line stopped me. Subject classification, Omega variant behavioral convergence. I didn't know what that meant. Scrolling further didn't help. Graphs, timelines, probability curves stretching decades into the future. At the top of every page was the same disclaimer. This section is not intended for patient interpretation. I closed the report and told myself not to overthink it, but I couldn't stop thinking about the word convergence. 2 days later, my insurance provider sent me an email. It was polite, apologetic. They were restructuring my coverage options. Certain plans were no longer available to me. No explanation, just a link to revised terms. When I called customer support, the agent hesitated before answering. She said my risk profile had changed. I asked how. She said she wasn't allowed to see that information. That was the first time I felt something was wrong. I tried to forget about the genetic test. I focused on work, routine, normal life. But small things kept happening. A background check for a consulting contract stalled indefinitely. A travel visa application was flagged for manual review. An AI-driven hiring platform rejected me within seconds. Not because I wasn't qualified, because I wasn't aligned. That word came up again and again. Aligned, compatible, low deviation tolerance. Eventually, curiosity turned into fear. I logged back into the NeoHelix portal and opened Appendix D properly. This time, I read it slowly. The system wasn't predicting illness. It wasn't predicting crime. It was predicting decisions. Based on my genome, neurological markers, and longitudinal population data, the model projected a future behavioral event with a 92.7% probability. An event classified as high-impact societal disruption, localized. Not a disaster, not an accident, a choice. The report didn't say what the choice was, only when it would happen. October 11, 2049, between 0800 and 1100 UTC. I remember laughing when I read that. It felt absurd, like astrology dressed up as science. But then I noticed something else, a list of comparative profiles. Hundreds of anonymized subjects with the same genetic markers. Every one of them had reached convergence. Most of them were listed as status unverifiable. I searched the names I could access. Some had existed online once. Old academic mentions, archived news articles, broken social profiles. Then nothing. As if they had been slowly erased. I contacted NeoHelix support. They responded within minutes. Not a human, a conversational system labeled Predictive Ethics Liaison. I asked what Omega meant. It replied, Omega classification indicates statistically irreversible behavioral convergence under current societal conditions. I asked if that meant my future was fixed. We do not predict actions, it said. We predict inevitabilities. That sentence stayed with me. I asked if I could opt out. The system paused longer than usual before responding. Your data has already informed dependent models. Dependent models. Plural. That was the first time that the invitation started. A government-affiliated research initiative contacted me. They framed it as an opportunity, monitoring, guidance, a way to reduce psychological burden associated with foreknowledge. Participation was voluntary. They stressed that repeatedly. But they also mentioned that refusal might affect my access to certain services. I declined. After that, my life began to narrow. My smart home assistant stopped suggesting long-term plans. No vacation ideas, no career projections, just short-term optimizations. Sleep better tonight, eat healthier this week. As if the system no longer saw me past a certain point. I tried to change. I really did. I altered my routines, cut contact with people flagged as high correlation nodes, avoided topics, places, and technologies mentioned in the report. Each time I checked the portal, the probability went up. 93.1%, 94.6%, 96%. The notes changed too. Subject exhibiting avoidance behaviors consistent with convergence acceleration. The more I tried to escape, the more predictable I became. I stopped checking the report after that, but the world kept responding to it. One night, I received a message from someone I didn't know. No profile picture, no metadata, just text. It said, "I saw your classification. You're almost there." I didn't reply. A week later, my access to the NeoHelix portal was revoked. No explanation, just a notice stating that my profile had entered a closed observational phase. That was 6 months ago. Since then, things have felt more quieter, as if systems were stepping back, waiting. This morning, I received a final update. No login required, no attachments, just a time-stamped summary. Behavioral trajectory status aligned. Projected probability 99.8%. Deviation margin negligible. At the bottom was a single line. Subject is now on schedule. October 11th, 2049. I still don't know what I'm going to do that day. I just know that every system already does. And lately, I've started to wonder something worse. What if the scan didn't predict my future? What if it created it?